What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Footy Review. We got a Madrid fan and a Barca fan from the U.S. First of all, rest in peace to the Queen. Another big scoreline for Madrid, 4 goals. This was without Benzema and a lot of heavy rotation in the squad. We'll get into more specifics of players and all that in a little bit, but what are your overall thoughts on the game?
Okay, so I'm going to come out with a bit of a hot take, and you're going to disagree. Real Madrid is not a good team.
Famous last
Like,
words.
they're not.
Famous last
Like,
words.
and look, they're going to do better than they deserve to this year, which is fine. I'm not going to complain about
Can
it.
you can you wait? Can you define what is a good team?
Not Madrid.
Hmm. A team
So
that wins
here's
all their games seems like a good team to me.
so here's what I'll say, and we've been having this discussion over the last few weeks. And look, maybe I'm overstating it. So maybe Madrid is fine, but here's what I'm saying. Like, when you have to dig in the second half and you start most of your games losing and you end up digging in the 89th minute, I don't, for me, that's not a team that has a steady foundation, even if they get the results done. So I don't know. Um, Maybe they're okay, maybe they're fine, but in my opinion, it's not a team that has a steady foundation. It's not a team that if I were to bet on, I would.
Well, we've said multiple times, and you've said it. Madrid is clearly a second half team. Like we always play way better in the second half, and it's very common for Madrid to come out to a slow start. This has been a thing for years for Madrid, and we've still had
Right, but
success.
right, but like if that's your strategy, like it's not a winning strategy. And yes, they win, but like in terms of what you get from a team like that, it's not encouraging.
Look, I'm encouraged because I don't
Yeah,
think
the win. Yeah, you got
no
the
no no
win.
no 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 listen
Congratulations.
listen listen
But
the, listen the strategy is not come out flat and struggle at the beginning of the. That's not like a strategy for Madrid. It just so happens to be the case many times. But the thing with Madrid, and the reason why it is a very strong team, and especially mentally, is because no matter what put like how a game starts off, we're always able to turn it around. 95% of the time, Madrid digs in and turns it around. And it's the second half, for some reason, Madrid plays way better in the second half.
but
There's
should
more.
that be the strategy? Is oh shit,
It's not
now we
the
have to dig
strategy.
in.
It's not the
It's
strategy.
like oh shit, now we have to dig in. Like
It's not a strategy, but it shows that we have the ability to consistently
yeah,
do it.
sure. Every elite team has that ability, but it's like if that's what you're going for every week, like why?
All right, we gotta get into some specifics here. We had
Okay, fine.
we had a lot of rotations in the team. No Benzema, obviously due to injury. No Militao.
Yep.
Rudiger steps in there, and no Chouameni also, which was kind of surprising for me. So
I
we
was
had
surprised by that for sure.
So we got we'll start in the back. We got Courtois as goalie, obviously. Vasquez right back, Rudiger, Alaba in the center back, and Mendy on the left. Valverde, Cruz, Ceballos in the middle, and Rodrigo Hazard and Vinicius up front. Um, Rudiger got a start today. What it sounds what do you want to say?
Yeah. So it looks like, and I said this from the beginning, Rudiger is going to be the starter of a Militao.
Well, Militao's injured. So Rudiger got
Oh,
to start due to injury. And also I think that I mean, Mallorca, like overall in the game, right? Mallorca
yeah,
only created really
the one
three
chance.
three dangerous opportunities over the entirety of the game. One of them was in the very first minute where their striker Muriqi, he did a sombrero over Rudiger at the very first minute of the game, and then had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, which Courtois saved it. So I mean, I don't know if it would have been Militao, if it would have been, I don't know. Rudiger got sauced in the very first minute of the game, and it was their best chance.
Look, I feel like you have a bit of bias towards Militao.
I mean, this is something that happened. I think Rudiger
No,
will play
I know.
well.
I'm not denying it. I'm just saying Rudiger is the better defender.
Dude, when Militao is having his a good game, he's like a brick wall, bro. He's like a
Yeah,
brick
and
wall.
Militao, I mean, and Rudiger is still better than him on his good day.
All right, fine. But listen, all I'm
I
saying
don't
is
know. I like maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't
I
think
truly believe that.
I also don't think Madrid's defense was tested too much
No, you're
today.
right. No, you're right. Today was an easy day for Madrid defense. So,
One thing I am concerned about though is despite the fact that I mean, like I said, Mallorca only had three big chances all game, one of them being the goal off of a set piece. But even then, like in a game where the defense didn't seemingly have much to do, we still can't keep a clean sheet yet in La Liga. We haven't had a single clean sheet in La Liga yet. Ironically, in Champions
so
League and in the European Super Cup, all clean sheets. But for some reason in La Liga, can't keep it clean.
so look, obviously, my starting statement is you know, but take it for what you will, but honestly, like I actually do feel like Madrid has some gaps in their squad. And even though Mallorca only had the three chances, and even though, they ended up winning 4-1, they didn't look super convincing, at least in my opinion. Like, I keep saying this week in and week out that Madrid, for some reason, I'm not convinced by them.
What is it that you're looking for in a Madrid performance that would
Well, I would
convince you?
look for them to be like even though the score line is 4-1, I would look for it to be like an outstanding win. But like for some reason they kind of just find the net and like for example, in the first half, I wouldn't have thought that the game would have ended 4-1.
I well, the thing with Madrid is Madrid has
And yeah, fine, they're a second half team, but like at the same time, it's like, fine, make the second half your half, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. Like, I'm just not convinced by this
but
squad that they're
you
putting together.
so you know how you said at the end of the first half you didn't think it would be 4-1. You always have to keep in mind Madrid has the capability to pull away in the second half like crazy. And
Fine,
I
but
also
like,
think
not convincingly.
I think fitness and conditioning is a big element. It seems like other teams get gassed late in games and Madrid is
Right.
on it. Madrid is on it
I
all the
agree
way
with
to the
that.
90th minute. So I mean that's part of the strategy too. And I think like especially with some of our elder players, you know, like Kroos, Modric, and Benzema and all that. I mean, sometimes maybe they are saving up energy during the game just so that they have, you know, full tank at the end. And also, obviously, with the youngsters like Vinnie, Rodrigo, Fede Valverde, all in great shape, that there's an element I think of conditioning and also built-in, you know, mental toughness based on, you know, how Madrid's last few years have gone. I'm not really understanding the criticism as to like why does Madrid always have to wait late into games? Like we played solid today. We played solid the whole game. You know, Mallorca set up to be very tough to break down. They crowded the back. They're a very like physical.
What do you mean you don't understand the criticism? Like, it's very, like,
Like
I don't
today,
know, man.
like in the game today, for example, Mallorca, they set up to be a tough defensive team. All going into this game, they had only conceded 3 goals so far. All of them were penalties, so they hadn't conceded a single goal from open play. So you know they're a tough defensive team. They got big bodies. They're tough to break down, and we don't have Benzema too, and we got Hazard, who's like playing on one leg essentially. Hazard had a terrible game, um, but the thing is, like Madrid kept coming in waves and waves and waves until Mallorca eventually broke. And obviously, I'm not happy with the goal that we conceded. It was like weak defensive on a set piece. But I mean, teams are going to set up hard to defend. It's not like you're just going to walk through any team. But Madrid, with the wave after wave of
They have
pressure,
teams you can walk through.
Mallorca's been a strong team defensively all season. And then Madrid, like in this game, scored more goals on Mallorca than they had conceded all season. So, you know, Like Madrid is always there, and they always come good late in games. I don't like it's not a surprise.
I'm surprised. Um, look, I don't know. Maybe we just don't see eye to eye on this one. Look, all I'm saying is that over the year so far, I just, even though Madrid gets the results, I don't feel convinced by them as a team that's going to go the distance. That's all I'm saying. And maybe you disagree, and especially now with the injury to Benzema, and who knows what's going to happen down the season. Like Vinny is going to be targeted even more now because he's the head of the
Oh
attack.
man, I
So,
got I got some
so,
things to say about Vinny today.
so yeah, no, he's a great player. So, but all I'm saying is that like going down the stretch while Benz is out, like if there's one player you want to take out when you're going against Madrid, it's Vinny. So he's going to get targeted even more than he was already. And I don't know, like it to me, it doesn't feel like a solid team that can go the distance. That's what I'm saying.
Dude, it's gonna be hilarious when Madrid wins the league again and is in the semifinals of the Champions League again.
They're
And
not winning anything this year.
oh, we got a prediction over here. I just put $60 on Madrid to win the Champions League last night at Circuit. It
Well, you can say
was
goodbye to your $50, dude.
plus 900 plus 900. All right, let's get into some individual performances. You mentioned the lack of Benzema, so I kind of want to start there. The big news, obviously, Hazard getting the start. We're trying to fill in the number 9 position right now while Benzema is down. Hazard was pretty much invisible in the game, for my liking. They tried to like play the ball into him with his back to goal for him to do some hold up play. I thought he lost the ball more times than not in the hold up play. The only time really where he was able to turn and even look forward was when he dropped super deep into the mid. And even then, he would
Right.
just like pass to Vinny, who was wide open, or pass to Valverde, who was wide open, and pretty much give them the responsibility. Hazard pretty ineffective today, in my opinion. I do think that there is a difference, though, like because he was from the start, he was starting, so Mallorca can game plan around that. It's different than him coming off out of nowhere, coming onto the field out of nowhere versus Celtic, where Celtic was like had planned everything for Benzema.
Right.
So probably not looking great for Hazard. Like teams can shut him down when they're focusing on him.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Hazard, it feels like I don't know, like we've talked about it before, but it's just he's not the same that player that he was when he was at Chelsea. Like he's not. I don't know. You had high hopes for him. I still don't. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think that even him being incorporated back into the lineup is gonna make much of a difference for Madrid. I think that he's and it sucks because it's injuries. So he's slower. He's not as strong. He's not as fast. Like it like you can see the qualities that made him great aren't there anymore, and it sucks to see, but it just is what it is.
Yeah, he did squander this opportunity. I think he'll still get minutes off the bench, but as a starter, nah, he's not the guy right now. And the thing that makes it even worse for Hazard too is like in the second half, he came off and then they pushed Fede up to the right wing and put Rodrigo as the number 9, and Rodrigo killed it as the main center forward. So I
Dude,
think I
I've
think
been saying this.
while Benz is down, Rodrigo is the 9. Rodrigo's the
I've
9.
been saying this, and you can quote me on it because I said it. I don't know if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, but you have to start starting Rodrigo on the right side, or just in general, you
No,
have to start
he's
starting
becoming
Rodrigo
undeniable.
and
Yeah.
slide Valverde into the middle. That's the key. Like that's gonna be the key for Madrid is starting Rodrigo and making sure that Valverde gets his starts in the middle.
Yeah, but that we for Valverde to start in the middle, we need Benzema back because Rodrigo right now is going to be playing the 9, I think, until Benzema
Fair,
comes
but
back.
Okay,
No,
fine,
but I
but
agree with you.
start
I agree with
Rodrigo.
you.
But like start Rodrigo and start Valverde in the middle. Like that's the like you guys have to do that.
I agree. I know I agree with you. And the thing with Valverde is like even when he plays in the middle, he still does overlapping runs like a winger. You know, he still gets up and down the wing, even when he's playing in the middle. But having him
He's
in the middle,
honestly, and I hate to say this about like a Madrid player, but like he's an ideal midfielder that you want on your team no matter what. And it sucks to say that about a Madrid player, but it's just the truth. Like
he's
I
undroppable.
don't
You
see
can't
many
drop him.
young midfielders that are better than Valverde.
Valverde is like he's having a
And
breakout year.
you know, hate me if you want, like just in general, but like it's the truth. Like
No, and we got to talk about this goal too. That goal by Valverde at the end of the first half, he took the ball from his own half, dude. Like not even like near the half line, deep in his own half. Carries the ball like 60 or 70 yards, cuts onto his weak foot and bangs it in the upper 90. Dude, this
yeah,
dude
it's a
Valverde
great
is
goal,
having a
and like that just like adds to what I'm saying. Like, and I can't highlight how much it pains me to say this stuff, but like Valverde is a great player, and it sucks because he could have been a Barca player, but he's on Madrid.
Nah, yeah, Valverde and Rodrigo to me were like two of the standout players for the night. Vinny, I got to talk about Vinny too. You know, literally in the last episode, you were talking about how Vinny's going to be taking a lot of shots this year, and getting hit a lot. And then today, I never thought of Vinny as a showboat, but he had some moments today where he was just like unnecessarily trying to toy with the defense. There was one in the first half where he did like some unnecessary dribbling, then got clattered by one of the midfielders on Mallorca. And then in the
I
second
told you
half,
he's gonna get hurt this year.
in the second half, he was taking a lot of hits too. Obviously, he got the goal and he did score with his left foot. You know, I thought he was gonna. He always cuts in to the right to go for the right finish, but today he chopped to the left and he scored with the left. So that's good. If Vinny gets a good left foot, that's even more of a weapon. But dude, literally when Vinny was taking some shots today, and I literally thought back to what you said in the last episode. And I don't know, man. I don't like Vinny as a showboat. I mean, because he's always very direct. He's like he dribbles a lot, but with a purpose every single time. So for him to be like, if he starts turning into like Neymar or just doing unnecessary whatever, I
Hey
don't
man, it's
like.
that Brazilian blood.
I nah, man. Vinny, I really hope this doesn't become a trend for Vinny.
It's going to. And look, what I'm saying in terms of like, even if it's not showboating, but Vinny is at the helm of that attack. So
He's the main player at this
even if
point.
he's showboating or he's not, he's going to be um, the target of that defense, no matter who they're playing.
But
Like it
if
just
you're
is
taking
what
a
it is.
hit,
And if you're gonna add him showboating to that, like he's gonna piss people off, and people are going to target him. Like I said this before. I think he's gonna be the Hazard of La Liga, back when Hazard was on Chelsea, because Chelsea he was the most fouled player in the league, and I can easily see Vinny being the most targeted player in the league because no one gets by players like Vinny does. So look, like it or not, I think he's gonna have some knocks this year, and he's gonna miss a few games.
and the thing is like I can accept if you take a shot, you know, doing a play directly to goal, like dribbling with a purpose, and you get clipped. That's part of the game, but it's just the unnecessary provocation of the defense where you make them want to go in and kick you, not
Right.
even go for the ball. That's kind of not. I'm
And
not
I
very
we've
happy.
seen that already this year. Like we've seen defenses just chop at his ankles. Like it happens.
Yeah.
And it's he's a frustrating player to defend. And so like I don't blame the defense. Obviously they should do better, but at the same time, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but you know, what this is the first of the three games that we have to play without Benzema. So I mean, good on us. We got 4 goals, and I think once Benzema comes back, the front three is going to be Rodrigo, Benzema, and Vinny.
Has to.
He's not as like blistering fast as Vinny, but he does have a lot of pace. He is able to dribble the ball very effectively at pace. His goal today, it was a lot of incisive, quick touches, quick cuts in the box, and then a nice finish at the end. I
Yeah,
think I think
it was a good goal
we got a bang in front three right now once Benzema is back.
for sure.
Moving on to the
Unfortunately,
moving on to the middle, we got today Valverde started in the middle with Kroos and Ceballos. No Tchouaméni, no Modric. Interesting decision. I thought,
Bios
Ceballos.
is bad, dude.
I thought Ceballos did all right. He to me he's technical. He has a lot of technical qualities and he has tight dribbling and tight spaces more so than I think Valverde or Kroos does. Not
But do
quite
you
to
want to rely on him?
No, I don't think he's a starter. I don't think he's a starter, but he can go in and put in a shift. Like today, I don't think he played bad. He wasn't a standout player, but he did his job. And no
I guess.
Chouam and no he has a decent defensive work rate. So with no Chouamini in the middle and with Kroos, holding back a lot and playing that CDM position, I think having Ceballos in there, just some legs to give Kroos some help was pretty good.
Right.
But definitely felt Chouameni has become such an important player. The
Yeah,
midfield,
it's easy to sense his absence when he's not in the lineup. Because he's and not to just sing his praises or anything, but as a young kid, like to have made such a statement in the lineup so early on in your career is, it's a big thing. So it's easily felt when he's not in the lineup. And yeah, I think it's probably because, these next 2 weeks are going to be pretty heavy for all the teams that are in Champions League. So, you have to give players rest, but dude, he's a good one.
yeah. So I'm assuming once when the team is fully fit, it'll be Fede, Chouameni, and then Kroos and Modric switching back and forth. That would be probably the starting three in the midfield. And then
Right.
quickly touching on the back line. Honestly, I really don't feel like there's much to say about the back line in this game. Like I said before, Mallorca was heavily focused on defense. They really weren't threatening that much. They were really just depending on counterattacks and pretty much
Right.
just trying to get a set
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
in a
yeah.
dangerous area, take advantage of their big bodies in the box. So I don't really know how much we can take away this game on the defense. Definitely disappointing to concede a goal and still no clean sheets in La Liga. But honestly, pretty quiet day. Pretty quiet day for the back line.
Yeah, it wasn't a super like there was nothing that they needed to do. Like it was pretty just, run of the mill, standard, no worries.
Yeah, and every game is different. Like Mallorca, they sit back. So against teams like Celtic, that really
Yeah,
were expansive and really putting the screws into our defense. It wasn't one of those games. It was
right,
way different vibe to this game than the last game.
for sure.
So yeah, that's Madrid with a 4-1 win. Solid performance in my opinion. Fernando still thinks they suck, even though they're just clapping
I
teams
don't think they
left and right.
suck, dude.
But yeah, so one game down without Benzema, two more to go before the international break, and we see where we come out on the other side with Benzema's recovery. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.